everybody, John and Lisa here, back at the old homestead. For those of you that watched part 1, this is part 2 of getting back to my roots. The last video I rode from the hard road out here to the house. I thought today we would take the opportunity and continue on out through the road up to a nice little lake. A lot of cool stuff to see out that direction, so I thought I'd make a good video. So when you see us next time, we will be on the bikes. All right, we're back out on the road now. We just left the house. Unfortunately, well, maybe it is fortunately, because coming back it'll be downhill. But to start out, we're going up a pretty long hill. It's not horribly steep, but it's steep enough that makes you glad that you've got an e-bike. We're getting into some little bit bigger gravel. For those of you that watched the first video of getting back to my roots, you kind of saw this is just a dirt road, or gravel road, that comes in from the main road and comes into my grandparents' farm. All right, so this hill's a little bit steeper than we thought. It's got this big gravel that makes it a little bit tougher. Hang on a second. I feel like this camera's pointing up at the sky for some reason. Okay. We're having some technical difficulties. I looked down and it looked like my camera was pointing up at the sky. So I kind of needed to readjust that a little bit. And I wanted to get that all worked out. So this is the hairpin turn. Years ago, we used to hunt all the way up through here. Years ago, it was said that an ex-Major League Baseball player bought this property, and it's got purple on the post, which means no hunting. I think he bought it to have a hunting place. I don't know if that baseball player still owns that or not, but that's what we were told. And as I was telling you, my grandparents' house was the second house out through here. This would have been the third, but it looks like somebody's torn it down. Yeah, it used to be a big old house here. Just to show you real quick, if you can see by the edge of the woods, there's an outhouse. So all these houses have been here forever. A big old bean tree, big old beans hanging down. And then this little white thing here was a bus stop, a bus shed for their kids. Anyway, we'll keep on going. But you can see Lisa on up there. I kind of took the lead going up that. Okay. All right, we've got a mailman. He's probably never seen bikers out through here. Or at least bicycle people. Somebody's logging up through there, it looks like. A bunch of logs. Okay. I stand corrected. It's the male woman.
Yeah, I didn't even
The male lady. She was grinning ear to ear and waved all big.
Probably excited to see some people out here.
Yeah, she's usually lonely out here.
Her and the bears and the deer and
Yep.
cattle.
So I ran into the people that own this land out through here a couple years ago. They're from a little town called Buchanan, West Virginia, and they bought this property just to come out and hunt. And because this is so out by itself and nobody ever comes out here, they were having a lot of problem with people coming out this road and killing deer out of season or in season. And they would, if they were a buck, they'd cut their horns off and just let the deer lay there. So that man was telling me about all that, so we try to keep an eye out a little bit. All right, we're back into some big gravel. Yeah, just hold your arms nice and stiff, or tough, or you can maybe even get over to the left onto where it's more dirt, if you can get across that hump. I was telling Lisa on the way out here how nicely that they've kept this road up lately, but in places they've put a little bit bigger gravel, and okay, she doesn't feel real comfortable. It's I don't know, I don't feel too bad on it myself. Uh-oh. Let's see if we can make it up here. This is a very steep hill, even with my big motorbike, which I'm on the Rattan, 750 watt. I'm down in second gear, trying to get up here and see if I can make it. As most of you know, I tip the scales around 300 pounds, so this is a lot for this bike to be pulling up through here. And I've left some people have commented on me, you know, about the different bikes that I ride, and I always say I like the electric as a bike, but I like the Rattan because of its power. And it would be really nice if electric would release a bike with at least a 750 watt motor.
How do I get this? There we go.
I'll get one shot of Lisa walking hers up the hill.
Yeah. This gravel's just too loose. I'm afraid to fall. And
Better safe than sorry. You probably could have made it. I know it feels a little weird. The good thing is most of the road we'll be on from here on is mostly downhill or flat. And this is some pretty big gravel. I mean, you know, this is, I don't have the biggest hand in the world, but you know, that's a pretty big rock. That's stuff you'd use on a job site, a logging site or something. Not generally on this road. That's a bigger course of gravel that they would usually use. Are you good?
yep. I'll let you go first.
All right. She's gonna let me go first. So I'll be able to warn her about the gravel and stuff, I guess. I mean, I'm being pretty careful on it myself. I'm just kind of bumping my throttle to get through there. I don't want to spin. I still haven't put a mirror on this bike yet. So Lisa, if you fall behind or something happens, let me know, because I can't see you back there.
Yeah, I'll let you know. I have any problem.
Yeah. See that purple? I think on my last video, I told you if you see purple in a tree, that's the same as a no hunting or no trespassing sign around here. Started that a few years ago. That way people can't say that the signs blew off or whatever. Now this is a nice little downhill here, fairly on the steep side. So this is really about the one hill that I got to worry about coming back.
I'm not getting my exercise on this ride today, I don't believe it.
Yeah. The good thing about the rail trails that we usually ride is they can only be so steep for the railroad cars. These roads, they don't have that. They can be as steep as they have to be. So the method here, and that getting a little bit bigger gravel in the middle. The thing here is to try not to get out of control fast and kind of go slow. I think the faster you go, the tougher it's going to be to stay up in that thicker gravel. It gets a little bit smaller as you go. It's still pretty thick and deep though. I'm glad Brooke didn't come with us.
Oh, yeah, she wouldn't have handled it very well at all. Making me nervous, I can tell you.
Well, around this curve, we'll be out of this hill, or off this hill.
I mean, thank you, whoever took the travel down for the road cars, but not good for bike riding. I gotta stop with my hand pretty tired.
Okay. I need to adjust my brakes. I honestly don't know if I could totally stop. I guess I could here. I'm going to just kind of ease on down though, because at the bottom of this hill is where I want to stop anyway and show some stuff. Now this bank right here that I'm looking at, you see this little where it's chewed up right there? My cousin and I flew out through here one time back in the 80s, maybe late 70s, I guess. Some of you might remember the three-wheelers that we used to have, the Honda Big Red three-wheeler. My cousin had one. He lives out here at the end of this road. And we were flying around that curve down that hill, just going nuts. And that three-wheeler, you can't turn them very sharp or you'll flip. And we ended up running right up on that bank and doing a corkscrew in the air and dumping. I mean, we wrecked hard out in the middle of the road. Now, this is interesting. While Lisa's coming down the hill, I'll get off and show you. But as you can see, this is now private property, no fishing or hunting. And there used to be a house, I forget their name, Salisbury, I think. I think they called this Salisbury Mills or something. But somebody else bought this property and they posted it. But we used to park our cars or whatever, we even walk sometimes, but we'd park here, get out in this stream, and it was some of the best trout fishing around. And there's a big giant waterfall. You can kind of see that the creek runs out through here and then it just stops. Well, it's probably a 20-foot drop, a waterfall. And you know what? I'm going to try to ride out there and get a picture of the waterfall. It says posted. So I'm going to turn around. It says posted, but I don't think you can post that road. I think they're just posting the land on the sides of it. We've got to beware of the dog. Let's see. Alright, just real quick, I'm going to take a quick peek. I don't know if you can tell. I've got shorts on or I'd walk down through this stuff. The water kind of comes from the bridge up there, a little waterfall. And then right here it just drops off. And then it's pretty rough down through there. You just kind of go down the creek hopping from boulder to boulder all the way down through there with your fishing gear. And you can't see down through there very well, but anyway, that's where we would start. We'd just fish way down through there. About a quarter of a mile, a half a mile down through there, there's a big, it almost turns into a dam. It's kind of a big pool of water. That was a real good place to fish, and then we'd walk back up out of there and back out this road. Now my brother Sean and I, we used to come out here a couple times. We'd go off on this right side and we would just wade up through there. Yeah, we would just wade up through the middle of that. It's only about knee deep, but there's some places where beavers would make dams and things, and you'd find tons of fish hanging around those beaver dams and some of those bigger pools on up through. Now, I believe my cousin owns this property now from this bridge all the way up here to his house. And he has cattle that come out through here. And there's some grassy areas on the other side of these woods where they can come out here and drink and whatever, eat. But yeah, this right side all the way up through now belongs to my cousin. Actually, I think he leases this for his cattle. Yep, so you can tell that this is a grazing field. That's part of my cousin's area for his cows. I'm pretty sure he said it went all the way down to the Salisbury place down there. There's an old barn out there. Now on out here, on the right side, well, before I say that, we actually used to come out to this old place, this old house here, and go and hunt out that way as well. That's a really old house. But on out here on the right, the people that own that land, they kind of built some cabins that they rent out, lease out for, a week or two at a time for people to come out and hunt. Because they own pretty much everything on the left side of this road. all the way up to the top of a mountain. But it's on down this way just a little bit. All right, Lisa, this is kind of deep gravel. Stay away from the middle because it's kind of hooved up there. There's a nice deer stand out here. You can see out all those fields that we just passed in this one. They have a lot of good deer out this way. Here's the creek wandering on up through here. Boy, it's nice and cool out here under all these trees and things. Once you get out in the sun, it gets kind of hot. I think it's in about the 85, 87 today. Another nice weekend. You doing all right back there, Lisa?
Yeah. I'm coming. Going by the creek.
Excuse me.
I'm pretty quiet today because this gravel has me in nervous wreck.
Oh. Yeah. Now, when we used to walk up this creek, we didn't come up quite this far. We kind of stayed back in the wooded areas. It gets a lot shallower here. And actually, I think back there at that bridge is pretty much where they would stock the trout. So they normally would go downstream. That's why we used to fish downstream. But some of them would go upstream, and my brother and I kind of tested that out. I don't think we ever caught anything. We saw quite a few fish. But just had a good time walking up through there. I think we even took a little bit of a swim in one of the beaver ponds. Going through a little bit of a rhododendron patch here on both sides. All this stuff flowers up really nice in the springtime.
Yeah, we told you the rhododendron is the state flower.
Yeah.
So it's really beautiful when it does bloom.
Yeah. It's really nice the way that creek goes. Somebody, that must, you know what, this is part of that hunting club.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. There was a man out here, his name was Marshall Poling. Here comes a truck, by the way. They got a canoe in the back.
No? Maybe they're going to go to the pond. Or maybe they're coming from the lake that you're talking about. We're going to
Maybe.
creek or whatever.
I'm not sure where they're going out through that way, but maybe that was some of the carpenters. But yeah, this is really nice out through here. I don't know if it's still part of Marshall Poling's, yeah, his little deer thing that he had, his cabin, but they could have sold this. I don't know. It's been a long time since I've asked anybody. But it's pretty nice. But they would go up through these woods on the left, up on the, goes up on top of a hill. They used to get some of the biggest deer up there because no one else could hunt unless you were part of their little hunting club. My dad and I were down at that Nestorville store checking in a deer several years ago, and a guy had gotten one off of this mountain, and it was probably the biggest bodied deer I've ever seen in my life. I mean, it almost looked like an elk. It was so big. There's some of my cousin's cows over here on the right, Michael's. You can smell them too. Need smell-o-vision.
I can smell them. Again, we're getting into the gravel again, so we're worried about that.
Yeah, it's not terrible.
No, it's not. I can make it up.
That was a pretty steep hill. I'm glad it wasn't very long. So my cousin actually puts up hay over here on the left side.
Hey, let us know.
Yep. And oh, there goes deer.
Oh yeah, he's stuck.
Yeah, that one in
Trying to get out quick.
the one in front is a buck. Let's see if they run across our road.
Yeah, they were all bedded down, and I think they stood up and kind of got twisted in the brush.
I know they scared the crap out of me. Here they are crossing the road. If you can see them.
Well, I'm glad they're calling, but we want deer to be out
Yep.
here too.
There goes one. That's a buck right there.
There you go.
Yeah, that is heavily traveled. Let me see if I can look up through the woods.
Bedded down area though that they were in. Nice little spot. Yeah, they'll find another.
I thought they would stop in that field. Maybe we could see them, but I think they went on through to the
Yeah,
other.
you got a good video of them.
Yeah. Yeah, that last one was the buck. There might have been two bucks, actually. One looked like a spike. That second one that crossed looked like a bigger rack. Still probably maybe a 6 point, maybe. But yeah, there's deer all out through here. I used to like coming into Grandpa's in the evenings just so that we could see all the deer out in these fields.
Yeah.
I mean, the fields would just be littered with deer. Well, we're getting really close to the end of this road. It's starting to open up. So this field here is all my cousin's stuff that he puts up hay in. And he actually lives over there's his house. You see it, Lisa?
Yeah.
Brick house up on that hill. So he's not too far from where, you know, my dad and everybody grew up. I used to come over here and visit quite a bit. Now this field on the left and this old house, they call it Lula's, and they put up the hay up in that field.
Looks like somebody might be living there. We gotta cut all around.
They might be. That's an awful old house though. I think maybe Michael comes and cuts that.
Yeah.
Michael and I put up all of this by ourselves when we were in, you know, the hay bales, not the round bales, the square ones.
Yeah.
We put up like 1,500, 1,800 bales by ourselves, and we were probably in the 8th, 9th, 10th grade. Just
Doing it ever since without you.
Just the two of us. Well, now he's got air-conditioned tractors and round hay balers. He doesn't have to touch them. It's all with equipment. So if you go out that left road, that'll take you up to my cousin's. We'll go on out this way. My Uncle Ray,
Right.
or yeah, the right, I'm sorry. My Uncle Ray One of my dad's brothers used to have a place out here on the left years and years and years ago. And I guess it's gone, unless it's out, maybe it's out here a little bit farther. So this is more of an asphalt road now.
Thank you for asphalt.
Yep.
I might let you drive back the road and I'll just stay here.
And come get you with the truck?
Maybe.
Right here. That used to be Uncle Ray's. Hey, look at this. Everybody knows this is a soft spot in my heart, bamboo. Bamboo trees. And that's where my Uncle Ray used to live, up there. Yep. I don't know if he had anything to do with the bamboo, but it's there now. So they lived there. They lived there for a few years until they built that house back on the farm. Yeah. That's when he and my Aunt Kathy first got married. That's where they lived. And that.
Did they not have the boys yet?
I think they did have the boys before they built that house, but they would have been like bouncing baby boys, little kids, like just a year, 2, 3 old or something. Or maybe they just had one at the time. I can't remember. It's been so long ago. I mean, they're both in their 30s or almost 40 now. But so while we're out here, man, it's been so long since I've been. I think we got to turn right. Yeah, right. That goes up. There's that mail lady.
Oh, yeah? Is she behind us?
She's back up that way.
This last bit behind us?
Yeah. All right, we're going to turn left. I got my left correct this time. Let's kick up the speed just a little and get out here. So you can see the dam that was on the other side of those trees. This is Teeter Creek, or Teeter Lake. Teeter Creek Lake, yeah. They gotta put both of them.
Another in there. Hey.
Oh yeah, tedding some hay there. Give her a little wave.
Give them a wave.
People here wave to each other when you pass. So there's a parking area down there. I saw a sign there that said no alcoholic beverages. Didn't see anything that said anything about firearms. So I guess you're all right. So there's a boat launch and the dam. We may have to ride out that little road on the way back out.
Yeah, because you can ride right on the dam.
Yeah. Now the thing about this lake is you can't have a motor on it. I think you can do a trolling motor, an electric motor, but no gas motors on this lake. But we would mainly come out here and just catfish of an evening. I don't even think I've ever fished out here in the daytime. But see the lake here? Let me pull off. Oh, this is kind of nice. It gives you the your krill limit on bluegill and sunfish. Daily krill limit of 10 bluegill,
Okay,
of which
got a question. What does that mean?
I'll tell you in just a second. Of which only 5 may be 8 inches or longer. Wow. You would think they'd want you catching the big ones and leaving the small ones. So a creel, they have two limits if you look, at least in what, I'd say it's like that every place, but I just love this lake.
Okay, so what does krill stand for?
So they have two limits. They've got a creel limit and they've got a daily limit. So a creel, if you look it up in the dictionary, a creel is kind of a wicker basket that you would carry, fishermen carry on their shoulder. So you can only have, what was it, 5 or 10? 10, I think. 10?
10.
Yeah.
The limit is
5, only 5 can be bigger than 8 inches.
Sunfish, of which 5 maybe 8 inches or longer.
Aggregate. So aggregate means a bluegill is a sunfish. There's different types of sunfish.
Got a friend.
They've got tons of bluegill in this lake. But anyway, you can have 10 in your creel or in your bucket while you're fishing. But then there will be a daily limit, like say 20 daily limit. So I guess you can go and put those on ice in your vehicle and then come back out and then you can get another 10. But you can only have 10 on you. I guess that's to keep you from getting a whole ton and something happening. Maybe all of them die or go to waste. But yeah, every fish is different. So you have to know what your fishing regulations are. But I've always liked this lake because it's so quiet. They don't have motors out here. It's not very big. My Uncle Jim, my dad's next in line brother, next oldest brother, he's younger than my dad. He and his son built a canoe out of these little slats of, I don't remember what he said it was, cherry maybe wood?
Cherry or poplar?
I can't remember exactly. But anyway, he and his son built a canoe, and you know they had to bend the pieces into the canoe shape. And there's a process to do that. And then get all of these strips, and the strips were about, I don't know, an inch, 2 inches wide. And it was a beautiful boat. And then they finished the outside. It looked like a hardwood floor is what it looked like. And it was really cool, but they brought it, they lived in Illinois, and they brought it all the way here to test it out. So this is the first lake that their canoe went out on. There we go, some ATV people. But anyway, I just love this lake. It's nice and quiet. You can catch a lot of bluegill, and you know, you can only catch 5 that are bigger than 8 inches. So they're small fish, but I've heard that they're very, very good eating. And if you fillet them just right, they don't even taste fishy. But you have to catch quite a few of them to get a dinner. I always used to just throw them back because we were fishing for the bigger fish, the catfish, and there's some bass out here. I think maybe some crappie. There's somebody out on a boat today, a little rowboat. But if you keep on going out this road, it basically kind of sort of dead ends. It turns back into dirt. And there's camping sites. You can camp out here. I don't think we'll go up there.
You want to go down across the...
Yeah. We'll go back down and turn in and go out on
Wrong bike.
getting ready to jump on the wrong bike here. She was going for mine, I just went for hers. See, normally bluegill and sunfish, I think in West Virginia you've got a creel limit of like 20, and I think your daily limit is like 40 or 60. It's a whole lot. But in this lake, I see they've made it a lot lower count. Now we got to get back up on this road, maybe ride out this way a little bit. Anyway, so that's Teeter Creek Lake. We're in Barber County, West Virginia. This is the county I was born and grew up in. Well, till I was 2 anyway. But I came back a lot. It's just so quiet and stuff out here. It's ridiculous. And this is why you like to live out in the country. Yeah, quiet. You're not running on top of people. Everybody's friendly. You know, you never have any issues with people out here. ATVs prohibited out this way. No fires. This is a parking area, so you can drive down here. Got some outhouses. Little bathrooms right there, toilets. So this is the spillway, really. If the thing would ever get too high, it would just run right down through here and run right down through there and go in the river. Well, it's not a river, it's Teeter Creek. But that same creek that we passed over that I told you we fished in and stuff. So we've got some beer drinkers, even though you're not supposed to have that. Trout limit, creel limit is 6. You can't fish with more than, did that say more than 2 poles? Or? Yeah, I'll be quiet. They've even got little chairs out here you can sit on and throw your line in.
Yeah, we need to come out here. Start fishing.
Yeah, this is a nice place. Got a duck out here, or a goose. He's riding kind of low in the water, isn't he? I barely see any of his back. It just looks like Loch Ness Monster.
He's not hurt.
I used to like to come out here by these cattails or fish right here. That's the I guess the spillway. The water goes down under there and out that way if needed. I used to like to fish around that, these lily pads and these cattails. So this is kind of the end of this. I'm going to do something different. Hold on. Yep. Wow, the bike was really groaning on me. Just look at this view. Holy smoke. You got to come up here. And there's a little walkway. I guess you can walk all the way around the lake. But, I mean, just look at this. Holy smokes. And the mountains.
Yep, just take a panoramic there.
We're on the dam. Man, this is just something else. This is a gem of a place not many people know about unless you're from this area. I almost feel like I shouldn't even say where we are. The nice thing about this is we're on a Saturday afternoon. I mean, there's one boater out there. Well, two boaters out on the lake. Just a paddle boat. We had looked like a grandparents with their grandson or daughter out there fishing. And that's all that's here. It's always so quiet and peaceful. We've got some butterflies playing tag right there. But this is where we need to build our house. Right here.
On the dam, do you think they'd let us?
Nah.
No.
I wonder how far up in the woods they own. If somebody owns that, boy, if you could cut some trees back and put a house and have this as your view when you got up every morning. Put a deck on the front, just sit out on the deck and watch this. Man, that's what I'm talking about. Pretty stuff. The backdrop to our bikes. The electric 1.0 step through and the rattan army color green. People have asked me if the seat on these rattans are very comfortable. And yeah, I mean, it is nice and spongy, plus it comes with a shock absorbing seat post. So I haven't felt the need to switch that seat out. We do have the Cloud 9 on the electric. They're a lot thinner, a little bit harder. If you're interested in the Cloud 9 seat, we've got them in the description, a link to them. Same way with the Zoom seat post, if you didn't get the shock seat post from electric itself. That's in the description as well. You can click on that and it'll take you to where they are. But amongst other things that we use. But yeah, this is the type of place you could just come and put a blanket down and have a picnic all day long. Lisa's down there doing some photography. Yep. Let's see. How long have we been out? We've been out 52 minutes. Okay, so the battery on these cameras only lasts about an hour, so I'm going to stop the video real quick, change the batteries in case we catch something interesting on the way back. So we'll be right back.
Look how beautiful.
All right, I wanted to film this in case I bust my rear end coming down off of this thing. Like I said, my brakes they need adjusted really bad. All right. So, Lisa's on up here on the dock. So this is our wonderful Teeter Creek Lake, the jewel of West Virginia that not too many people know about. Like I said, you can almost see this place from my cousin's house. Lisa's still got her phone out taking pictures of stuff. Yeah, this is nuts. This is a nice place. It makes you wish that they allowed people to build houses around it, but then it would kind of spoil it, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would.
This would be a nice place to bring a little kayak or something.
Yeah.
And putter around out there. All right, well, it'd be nice if they could make this parking area a little bit nicer looking. Somebody come out and clean up all this trash.
Yeah, we should get our bags. I think I have a bag in the side, well, in the side saddle that's on the other bag.
Yeah.
Pick up garbage.
Yeah, maybe if we come out here, we'll bring a garbage bag, and I've got one of those. You've got one of those long handle grabbers.
Yeah.
We could just pick up trash.
Yep.
I mean, right here is the daggone dumpster. I don't know why people just...
People do that.
Oh, Oh well. I'm sure they've got somebody out here that does that from time to time, but it needs done a little more often, I guess.
Headed back this way.
Yeah.
But it could be a little bit. Good.
Okay. There's some people coming out to enjoy the lake. Like I said, the only place that road goes to is some camping sites. It actually goes into a little one-lane dirt road, and it comes out someplace because I've been out that way with Michael, my cousin. But I can't remember. I can't remember where it comes out to. Behind us, or are you talking about this truck? Okay.
Nope, nothing behind us. Look, honey, we can find that place.
Where? That?
Right, yeah. I don't know which place, the house or the trailer, but
Huh. Buy that place and come out here and stay. Let's see. Let's go this way. We came that way. I'll show you where this goes. Keep an eye out behind us though, because cars might be on this road. So we've done about 4.5, 5 miles. Comes an ATV.
yeah.
Actually, that's an old Jeep.
There is the car coming behind us.
Okay. Yeah, just keep going.
Well,
We're going to get off right up here.
coming up to you. Okay, they're going to come around us, I think, so just stay over. To get them a straight stretch there.
Flying out through here. Look at this neat
Yeah.
place. Davis Camp.
Uh-huh.
I forgot about that place. That's kind of neat.
Pretty place here.
Building a garage. Michael knows all these people. I don't. Remember when I told you Mike when I got in a rock fight one time?
Maybe, yeah.
We were washing his tractor and those kids came by and started throwing rocks at us.
Yeah. Right around here.
It's this bridge right here.
Oh, okay.
So that's one of my uncle's places, and my cousin lives up on top of the hill. But we used to drive through this creek with his tractor, and we'd stop and wash it off. And those kids stopped on that bridge, started throwing rocks at us.
Probably didn't know who you were.
So it turned into a rock battle, and we ended up chasing them off. But anyway.
Scare this person coming up behind.
Interesting looking character. Hi. I thought that was a girl at first. It was a guy. Looked like he was doing some ballerina stuff.
Stretching. I felt silly being caught.
Probably.
So was that where Ronald lived?
Yeah.
Okay. That looked familiar.
And then Michael's up above him
Okay.
in that brick house. Yep. Yes, indeedy. Now we're back here. Yeah. Now we're back here on this gravel road. That's the way we went to begin with. Now we'll go back. Now, for those of you that are still with us, if I put this in the video, our computer at the house took a dump on us. So, if it's been a little while before I get this video out, the reason is because I guess I'm going to have to bite the bullet and get another computer. I was hoping to wait a little bit, but it's kind of hard to do without a computer in your house nowadays. Whether you're...
Yeah, it's hard to edit these rides without a computer.
Yeah, I really can't unless I'm using my phone, and that would be terrible because it would be so bouncy. And comes Lisa down the road. Lagging behind a bit. That's a pretty good ride, isn't it? You get a lot of arm exercise in on that. A lot of gripping. All right, everybody, we finally made it back to the house, the truck.
In one piece.
In one piece. There's our bikes. Oh, if I can show them, there we go. They made it back in one piece too. So thanks for riding along with us on part 2 of Back to My Roots. And as soon as I get a computer, we'll get this thing worked up and posted. But until next time, have a great day. And what do I usually say? It's
God bless.
All right, have a good day. Till the next video, God bless. We'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.
Bye.